Hello, welcome to day 4 of 20 Days of Fun Man. It's me trying to get people interested in a Kickstarter I'm doing for my game Fun Man. Hey, have you ever seen one of these things? This is like a anti-aircraft / missile gun, and if you've ever heard them go off, they are very terrifying. At the start of making the game, I wanted to put one of these things on Fun Man's car so he could drive around and shoot at things. But I haven't been designing the car in a while, and this morning I woke up and I was like, hey, why don't I put one on Fun Man himself? Bammo. I wanted to keep all the components of the gun, and I couldn't quite figure out how to get it to sit on Fun Man's shoulders correctly, so I moved it down to his waist and started designing it like that. After getting the basic colors sorted out and getting it unwrapped onto a new UV map, I wanted to start bump mapping it, and I'd never made like a greebly sheet for bump mapping before, but I was like, hey man, why don't I give that a try? And I made a bunch of shapes and put them all over the model, and it was very easy to make it look very complicated. It was a neat idea. So I spent an hour or two trying to get it to look interesting with bump maps and stuff, and then I went back to do a little bit of color work and a little bit of grime on the albedo. And then it was time to export it into Godot to see how it looked. This is the basic GLB file that I just attached to Fun Man's root bone, so it followed him around just to see how it looked, and I got the scale correct, and everything looks good so far. Now it's time to animate it. So I started working with particles and light flashes and stuff, and I stared at it for too long and it made me ill. The game is Fun Man, it's not Barf Man. If it made me sick, it could make you sick, and I don't want that. That's not fun. So then I just referenced the animation player from Fun Man, and this happened. It worked the first time. It was nuts. I wrestled with the idea of it being like a full bodysuit, but then I thought, why didn't I just make it so Fun Man's legs are the only thing you see? The game is basically a dream anyway. What does it matter if it makes sense? So that's what I did. So I did a little bit of tweaking to get the top thing to go up and down the same way with the mouse that the player is used to in a way that it makes sense. There's issues with being able to see where you're shooting, which isn't very fun, so I got to work on the camera placement. And as of yet, there's nothing coming out of the gun except visuals. So that was my Friday. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.